Welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be all about that lower back pain that you probably get when you're doing ab exercises. If you guys like these type of tip videos, please let me know by giving this video a thumbs up. If you are new to my channel, click on the subscribe button down below. It's free. If you guys need help with any other different types of tips or anything, leave them in the comments box down below because I'm happy to help you as much as possible. That's what I'm here for. So I want to tell you guys why you get that and then just different tips and tricks on how you can work to get rid of it. I used to get it all the time, and then I kind of did research on why I was getting it and I fixed the problem. So I totally get it. When you're doing abs, you just want to bust them out, feel the burn, but then that lower back starts firing up and you're like, you just want it to go away. I totally understand. I am here to tell you that there is a solution to this problem. It might take a little bit to kind of fix the issues, but that is totally fine. So there are a few reasons why this could be happening. The first one is that your abdominal muscles just might not be strong enough for the exercises that you are trying to do, and that is okay. Don't do exercises that you just aren't ready to do yet just because you see other people doing them. Start from doing ab exercises that help strengthen your abdominal muscle, and then you can progress forward. When your abdominal muscles are not strong enough and you do these different types of ab exercises, your pelvis actually moves into an improper position. So I'm going to show you what an improper position looks like right now so you kind of get an understanding of what I'm talking about. Whenever you are standing normally, you want to make sure that your core muscles are engaged all the time whenever you are standing. If they're not engaged or if they are weak, you might see people who stand like this with a really big arch in their back. Kind of looks like a little bit of a duck butt, and they waddle like this. And this causes an anterior pelvic tilt. So you can see like my pelvis is facing that way. But if I really focus on engaging my core and squeezing, then you can see everything is in one line and my core is engaged. My pelvic is straight. Engaged, not engaged. Engaged, not engaged. So I would say the main reason why you are feeling a lot of different ab exercises in your lower back is because your hip flexors are super tight. I'm going to show you what a hip flexor looks like right here, but essentially it's a muscle that connects your femur to your lower spine, so all your back muscles down there. More than likely your hip flexor is compensating for your abdominal muscle, so it's doing all the work, and that's the reason why you feel it in your lower back, because it's pulling on your lower back, trying to make sure you can just get through all the reps. So if your abs are not strong enough, or if your hip flexors are super tight, that is more than likely the reason why you feel it in your lower back. So what you need to do is strengthen your hip flexor, you need to stretch your hip flexor, and you need to lengthen that hip flexor. That is the only way you're going to release the tightness in that hip flexor so it doesn't overcompensate for your abdominal muscles. So I'm going to show you different exercises that you can do, or different stretches that you can do right now to help lengthen and stretch out that hip flexor muscle, because that is probably more than likely the reason why your back kills when you're doing ab exercises. Okay, so your hip flexors are right here. They run from the front, the top of your femur, all the way to your back. They run through your body. So there are different stretches that you can absolutely do to help stretch them and lengthen them so they're not as tight. I do these two stretches pretty much like every single day because I have really, really tight hip flexors. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put one leg forward. You've probably done this before. And you're going to want to push your hip as far forward as you can. You can absolutely drop your hands to the ground so you can really get that deep stretch in. You should feel it all the way right here. Hip flexor stretches are really, really great too for leg days. Your hip flexors are really, really important when it comes to squatting and how far down you can squat. If you can't squat very far down, it's probably because your hip flexors are super tight. And really focus on driving your hips forward as far as you can, feeling that stretch. And then the second stretch that I absolutely love, it's called the pigeon. So you're gonna wanna take your foot and your knee, you wanna keep your knee at a 90-degree angle like this, and you are just gonna want to push down and push forward. You can come down to your elbows if you want, but you should feel it all right here, keeping those hips very square. While you are stretching out those hip flexors and everything like that, you do also need to focus on strengthening your abdominal muscles too. More than likely, the reason why you're using more hip flexor in these different ab exercises is because your abdominal muscle is not strong enough to do the different exercises that you're trying to do. And that is okay, honestly, you guys. Don't feel bad just because you can't do an exercise yet. You will be able to. You just have to do these things properly. All right, so I know a lot of people say their lower back hurts when they do the leg raises. So something that absolutely helps, you want to come back and lay down, keeping your legs bent like this for now. As you can see, I have more of a natural curve, and that's why I had lower back issues too when it came to abs. You want to put your hand at the lower arch part of your back, and you want to push down with your abs. Engage your abs and push down into the floor. Trying to push your belly button into your back the entire time through every exercise. You can see I have like this natural arch in my back right here. My lower back is not touching the ground. And then when I squeeze, my lower back is now flat on the ground. This is what you want to focus on, getting your back flat on the ground by squeezing your abdominal muscles. So once you've figured out how to engage your abdominal muscles and really push that lower back into the floor, what you are going to want to do is lift up those legs like this. The closer they are up here, the easier it is to keep your back flat on the floor. The more you push them out like this, the harder it is to keep your lower back on the floor. So I want you guys all to lift up your feet like this. Keep your legs bent like this. Keep your arms at your side. This is what normally happens. A lot of people try to rush through the exercise, so they are going like this and nothing's stabilized and you're lifting your back up off the ground. No, slow it down. So the goal is obviously to get it down to here and then pushing them up to here. But if you can only go to here, that's okay. Really focus on engaging your core all the way down to the bottom and then all the way back to the top. As you can get to the bottom without any lower back pain, you're going to slowly lengthen your legs, keeping that lower back on the ground and picking it back up. And then as you keep progressing, you're going to have them all the way straight, and you're going to keep your lower back on the ground at all times, and then pick them back up. So to wrap it up, what you need to be focusing on is stretching out your hip flexors, making sure you're stretching them out, loosening them. Do those stretches every day and you should see a difference. And then also do that exercise that I just showed you on how to properly progress forward on your leg lifts. Slow it down, you guys. So many times I see people rushing through these ab exercises and no wonder your back hurts. You need to really focus on which muscles you need to be engaging. You really need to focus on your abdominal muscles and making sure that lower back sits on the ground at all times. So please do this for all the different exercises that you think hurts your lower back when you do. Also for the plank, it's the same thing. You want to push that belly button into your back. So you really want to focus on engaging your core muscle and not letting your belly dip down into almost hitting the ground, because that is going to hurt your lower back. I hope this video helped you. Please implement these different ideas and these different tips into your workout routine and let me know if it helped you. I love to know if this helps you. I know it did help me, so I really hope it helps you. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next time.